news started pouring in about the virus in China. And then news of it spreading from country to country. To the point whereby governments started to announce lockdowns across the world. And when the lockdowns came, the reality of things started to sink in. People start to lose their jobs. Schools were closed. In fact, everything was closed. Hopes and dreams were dashed. And they started to get even more serious as the months went by. There are still those that are hugely affected. And all of us are affected, even up to now, in different degrees, in different varying ways. All of us are affected. And the concern on everybody's mind now is what's going to happen next? Will I be able to achieve my aspirations? Will I be able to find a job? Will I be able to feed my family? Can my children go to school? Will they get education? Will I be able to pay for my house? Would I be able to buy fuel for my car? So all of these questions are stressing people out. And many are having sleepless nights. And so it comes down to the wealth of things. What is wealth? Hi, I'm Coach Wee Siong. So I'm going to share to you that wealth is abundant. Even in times like now, whatever emergencies, whatever pandemic that we face, and mankind, through history, has proved to be resilient over the course of hundreds of years. From the time in the early centuries when there was plague, people fell sick, people died, and yet civilization built on, continued to build and improve and develop, population increase, and the world as we know now has more than billions of people all around the world. But then again, there's an imbalance. There are those who are wealthy and there are those who are not wealthy. And why is that so? We are all born equal. All of us are born equal. In that sense, I would say physically, we have a pair of eyes, pair of hands, pair of legs, a mouth, 2 ears, for the most of, right? And people always have this concept that being rich means wealthy. So I'd like to share with you, years ago when I was young, I started to notice people around me that were rich. And I equated being rich to having a lot of money, to be able to buy luxury cars, stay in big houses, to be able to go on overseas. And mind you, this was the days where AirAsia hasn't existed yet or any of the other budget airlines. So in Malaysia, we'll probably fly by Malaysian Airlines or Singapore Airlines, which is very expensive, or any of the other European airlines. Not okay. And branded clothes. Right. So society has, or I think in the current capitalistic world that we live in, is pushing products to us. Advertisements, everyone is on a social platform now, digital platform, and we are bombarded with advertisements every second. Yeah, it's every second. If you go to Facebook, in your wall, after a few postings by people within your friends, there will be an ad. You go to Instagram, there will be an ad highlighting there. In any of the SOCMED platforms, there will be ads. And people take this as a way of life. They are influenced by it. So likewise, when I was young, we didn't have this, but there were other forms of media. So my number one goal when I started working was to get rich. I did not know how, but I knew just work hard so that I can money to be able to afford the things that I mentioned just now. So as the years went on, I got to buy a luxury car, able to go for overseas trips, buy some branded clothing, and then some. However, I paid a hefty price for it, and not only on the monetary side. I paid with my life, my health, my conscience, my relationship with my loved ones, and my circle of friends. But I will ask, isn't that a price to pay for success and happiness? And as the saying goes, no pain, no gain. And quoting from the Transformers movie, no sacrifice, no victory. I wasn't happy, even though I had whatever that I aimed for when I was young. And supposedly those were my dreams. Those were my goals. But I wasn't happy. Yes, I could impress people, my friends, colleagues, and even those that I don't like with what I have. And it was a chance for me to show off. Then, after having all those, it was like, what's next? Get the bigger luxury car or another luxury car, move to an even bigger house, buy more properties, buy more branded watches. There is nothing wrong with that. I believe some of us here would be moving along that line, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But that this was because of conformity. Now, if you look at it, why is it conformity? It is how society at large see having all these brands a person as being successful. And the blind pursuit of success creates a veil of materialism over happiness. And we see this everywhere. We see it in someone we know, or we personally are going through it. And for those that did not make it, they will give up along the way, feeling dejected, failure, finding success is elusive for them, living their life thinking that they will not be rich. Or they will say money is evil, and that it makes people greedy, arrogant, obnoxious. I think you get my drift. Money is a tool, a form of exchange for something of desire. But it is mentioned that is detrimental to the usage or not of money. So when used wisely, money can generate more money. that creates space in our lives to spend more time on matters that are dear to us, like our family, our loved ones, our passions, our dreams, and even more important, our health. And you heard about the equation of health is wealth. It's true. Those that pursue money often neglect their health and end up spending even more money or even more of their hard-earned money trying to be healthy again. And the key word here is trying, because many do not get healthy or recover 100%. So, is it worth it? The price to pay for the pursuit of getting rich, getting caught in the vicious cycle of money wheel, unable to escape or not wanting to escape, and not having an end in mind. And we look at this, we face this every day in society. We know people who are going through that kind of dilemma. As I said earlier, as like now, whatever hopes and dreams that they had are dashed because of this. And some of them do not see any light coming out from there or any hope coming out from there. And you may have read in the press, the rate of suicides have increased tremendously. Some people do not have, and they see that they do not have any other ways, and they decide to take their life, which is sad. And just a couple of months back, a close friend of mine who owns a successful business with branches all over Malaysia, he confided in me that he feels this is never ending. His ever expanding business, even though it reaches already ensures that the next generations are well taken care of. And it has taken a toll on his health, and now he questions himself for the meaning of all this. So, which comes to this word called ikigai. As Coach N mentioned just now, ikigai is a Japanese concept that means a reason for being. The word refers to having a meaningful direction or purpose in life, constituting the sense of one's life being made worthwhile, with actions, whether spontaneous or willing, taken towards achieving one's ikigai, resulting in satisfaction. So what is your purpose in life? Talk to yourself. Listen deep down inside you. Be the one you wanted to be, not the one the world wants you to become. Everyone can be wealthy. It is knowing how to distinguish between being materialistically rich and having discovered wealth that is born from within yourself. It is being aware and discovering that we can have the abundance too if we know where to look and what to do. And having the balance in our lives, being mindful and having a state of calmness creates a sense of well-being, attracting abundance in our lives. Time is abundant as well, provided we know how to use it wisely. Use it to exercise, eat healthily, meditate to connect with oneself. And one must understand that the healing and preservation of life comes from within. When we are strong physically, mentally, spiritually, we can face and overcome challenges. And what we in abundance is that we can give and receive freely. What is it? It's love. It's love for oneself, love for the environment, which when given, we receive even more. And surprising us at times, fulfilling and realizing our dreams in many other ways. So I would like to end by sharing this quote from the book, You Were Born to Be Rich by Bob Proctor. So he said, success is not always reaching out for something that you don't have, but rather reaching over and rearranging the pieces that are already there. So with this, have a great 2021, and I wish you all the best.